Guys, so today we are talking about building self-esteem, what you need to build your self-esteem, tips on how to build self-esteem. I realize that we cannot be talking about fashion and clothes and accessories, do's and don'ts, how to look fly, how to be beautiful if our self-esteem is pretty low. So today we're talking about how to build your self-esteem. My name is Jenny Malibere and welcome to my Look Good Feel Good channel. Today, like I said, we're going to talk about self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is the feeling of being sure of yourself, feeling of knowing who you are, and you're just sure of yourself. You're walking around and you're just sure, you just know who you are, and you just love yourself for who you are. So number one is speaking reassuring words to yourself. You are who you tell yourself you are. Nobody is going to tell you you're beautiful. If you're waiting for people to tell you you're beautiful, then they're going to tell you you're beautiful and then try to take advantage of the fact that they told you you're beautiful. Okay, sit down and learn to tell yourself the things you want other people to tell you. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Stand in front of that mirror. Stand tall. Tell yourself words that you want to hear. Manifest. Speak words of truth to yourself, and it begins to manifest. It begins to play out. If you're not as pretty, if you don't feel pretty about yourself, remember, being pretty is feeling pretty. You have to feel it. Wherever you are outside, whoever you are outside, it begins in your mind. Okay, mentally tell yourself, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm going to be the next Miss World, I'm going to be the next most beautiful girl in wherever state you're from, and then believe it. Okay, is another thing to speak reassuring words to yourself, which is number two, if you don't believe it. So number two, believe. Like, the number one thing that causes low self-esteem is self-doubt. If you constantly live in self-doubt, you doubt yourself, you are not sure of yourself, that is the reason why you have low self-esteem in the first place, because you doubt yourself. You doubt in your abilities, you doubt in your beauty, you doubt in your skills, you doubt in the fact that you're brilliant. You just don't believe that you can do something by yourself. So you're constantly just sitting down and you're not doing anything at all, because you don't want to start it, because you don't even think that you can start it. Self-doubt is the reason why we walk around with low self-esteem. Okay, believe yourself. Okay, when you tell yourself that I'm beautiful, then believe in the fact that you're beautiful. Before you know it, you're just going to start manifesting that beauty, manifesting that awesomeness. You're just going to speak that aura. You're going to walk in that aura of beauty that you've already told yourself that you are. But if you don't believe it, then your reassuring words, yourself to build yourself, is going to be useless if you don't believe in the fact that you can do that thing. Okay, believe in yourself, believe it, tell yourself, then believe it. Number three is don't seek people's approval. Don't go around seeking for people's approval in something you know you can do already, or you know that this is the decision I want to make, this is the choices I want to make, but you have made that decision, then you go around looking for people to approve of the decision that you've made. Definitely, if you have people around you who are constantly waiting for you to do something so that they can talk down on your self-confidence, on your self-esteem, then you're not going to get approval. So what if you don't get approved of that thing that you want to do? You go back to your closet and you sit down and fold your hands and you're just there. Then you think about something else to do so that that person you want approval from to approve of you, then you're not going to move on in life, okay? Because you're constantly waiting for people to approve of you. You're constantly waiting for people to compliment you. You're constantly waiting for people to tell you who you are and you're beautiful. If you're constantly waiting for people to approve of who you are, then my darling, you are in the wrong side of the boat. Make your choices, stand by them, and move on, okay? Number 3 is knowing who you are. Number 4 tip is knowing who you are. Knowing who you are is a beautiful step in building your self-esteem. Knowing your flaws, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing that I've made a mistake, accepting the fact that you've made a mistake, and moving on. Sit down. One thing you can do to know yourself is just sitting down and picking a piece of paper or a book or in your diary, and then just jot down those things that you want you to be, or that you know you are. Jot down your flaws, write flaws, and then jot them down. What are your flaws? Number 2, write. Okay. Number 3, write your principles. Number 4, write your journey, what you want to achieve in a set period of time. Then number 5 is acting on those things. Okay, that is knowing who you are, knowing that you like this thing and you don't like this thing, knowing that you have skills and knowing that you have talent, and then making them just play around for you. If you don't know what those things are, if you don't know what your talents, your skills, your likes, your dislikes, what your flaws are, what your strengths, what your weaknesses are, then people are going to toss you around, people are going to use you, people are going to manipulate you to fit into who they want you to be. But knowing that you're different, knowing that you can do certain things, knowing that you're spectacular, knowing that you're magnificent, you're your special kind of you, is going to stop people from manipulating you. It's going to increase your self-esteem because you know that you can do this thing. And in your sleep, you know that when people wake you up from sleep and then they ask you to do something, and you know that this thing you can do it. Knowing your flaws and your strengths and your weakness will help you build your self-esteem, because you don't doubt it. Okay, you know that you can do this thing and you're confident in the fact that you can do this thing. Boom, self-esteem. Number 4 is accepting. Number 5 is accepting who you are. I'm counting backwards. Number 5 is accepting who you are, knowing that this is your flaw. And accepting who you are is I'm generally talking about most especially your flaws. I have flaw, your mom has flaw, your dad has flaws, your brothers, your sisters, so do you. And then one way of accepting that you have flaws is speaking about your flaws. Because you have a particular flaw and you don't want somebody to know that you have that flaw, you're going to constantly try to hide those flaws. And in case you just by mistake told somebody that this is your flaw, and that person is not as spectacular or not as good as we think they are, and then before we know, they're trying to use our flaw against us, and then for the rest of our lives we're going to constantly play or dance to the tune of that person, because we don't want that person to reveal our flaws. But when we talk about those flaws, when we speak about them, it's a way of accepting who we are. It's a way of sleeping well at night, because you speak about them, you don't have a burden. Okay, you sleep better at night, you wake up and you don't have that burden of something you did donkey years ago. what you don't you're not walking around with that burden anymore. It just takes a load of our self-esteem. It just has a way of taking our self-esteem up a notch if you're walking around with burden. So speak about it. You never can tell who will learn from the mistakes that you made. You never can tell. Okay, people walk around with flaws. People walk around with the feeling of being unsure of themselves. People walk around with not being confident about something that they have, and then you never can tell because they have a spectacular way of concealing them. You, on the other hand, will just want to be that person. You want to be who they are. You just see somebody with high self-esteem, high confidence, high reassurance of who they are, and then you want that for yourself. But you don't know that their high self-esteem is just a mirage. Okay, so you, on the other hand, you don't want to live in that mirage, right? So speak about your flow. You never can tell who will learn from it. Lastly, realize that you are your own you. You are the only person. Okay, you are the only person on planet Earth. There's nobody, even if there are thousands and thousands and millions and billions of people in your locality, in the world, in your state, know that there is nobody else like you. They might have the same name, you might be sharing the same surname, you might be an identical twin, you might know somebody who behaves exactly like you might know somebody who you're not even bonded by blood, who looks exactly like you, but there is nobody who has the same character trait, working posture, the way you talk, the way you assimilate your strengths, your weaknesses. There is nobody who can do what you can do better than you. Okay, knowing that is a very spectacular way of accepting yourself, is a very spectacular way of building your self-esteem. Knowing that you're special, knowing that you're your own kind of you're your own kind of crazy, you're your own kind of smart, you're your own kind of creative, you are just your own kind of self, is a way of building your self-esteem. Okay, don't hide yourself in your closet, don't stay in your room feeling shy about yourself, about your flaws. Go out, meet people. You never can tell. Maybe you are that scientist we have been waiting for to bring out the cure of corona, or you're the person that we have all been waiting for to give us that tablet that we'll drink and boom, HIV is out of our system. Maybe you're that person who will find a lasting cure to cancer. You can never tell who you are. Maybe you're that crazy artist that we are waiting to draw or paint the next Mona Lisa. Maybe you're next Michael Jackson, or you're the next Fela, or you're the next who. We never can tell. Maybe you are having a skill or a talent, or you know something that the world wants you to manifest. Believe me, the world will literally stop. The world will literally stop without you. The world will not continue to be the world as usual if you're missing. Okay, don't sit in the background. Don't just go around. Don't go and sit in the back and then think that you're not important. You are important. You are you are needed. The world needs you, my darling. So yeah, I'm going to see you in my next channel, in my next video. Sorry. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. If you want me to keep on putting out videos like this, then definitely leave it at the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye and Stay blessed. Okay.